Today on Running to Him.
Daniel's prophecy is accurate and should comfort us in our walk with Christ. And this is the devotion for 9/9. Today we will read Daniel chapter 9, verses 20 through 27, and concentrate on verses 24 through 27. Daniel 9, 24 through 27 says, 70 weeks have been decreed for your people and for your holy city to finish the transgression, to make an end of sin, to make atonement for iniquity, to bring in everlasting righteousness, to seal up the vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy place. So you are to know and discern that from the issuing of a decree to restore and rebuild Jerusalem until Messiah the Prince, there will be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. It will be built again with plaza and moat, even in times of distress. Then after the 62 weeks, the Messiah will be cut off and have nothing, and the people of the Prince who is to come will destroy the city and sanctuary, and its end will come with a flood. Even to the end there will be war. Desolations are determined. And he will make a firm covenant with the many for the week, but in the middle of the week he will put a stop to sacrifice and grain offerings. And on the wings of abominations will come the one who makes desolate, even until a complete destruction. One that is decreed is poured out on the one who makes desolate. Well, as we've discussed in the past, prophecy is very tricky. It's often difficult to tell the exact moment the prophecy begins or ends. However, the prophecy in Daniel chapter 9, verses 20 through 27 is not one of those times, at least in the coming and cutting off of Messiah. I've enclosed a chart by esv.org that is a detailed explanation of those verses. Nonetheless, anything that occurred after Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection is unknown to the exact date and time it's going to occur. This section of Daniel is where many Protestants receive their understanding of future things. Eschatology is not an exact science, and while this prophecy is provable up to the resurrection, the second part is in the future, and we don't know when that will happen. But we do know that it will happen at some point. Now, what I like most about this chart is that it does not show the rapture, and so it stays out of the controversy as to whether or not it occurs before the tribulation or in the middle of the tribulation or at the end. The rapture is a subject for another day. Daniel's prophecy is one of the most detailed prophecies in the scriptures. We know when it starts and when Messiah was cut off. The only confusion someone might have is what it means when using the term weeks. We know that the prophecy does not mean we were weeks because it would have been fulfilled very quickly after it was given to Daniel, and that didn't happen. We know that weeks of months would also be impossible for the same reason. So it must be the weeks of years, which work perfectly. So 69 weeks have occurred up to this point, and we are waiting for the 70th week to happen. Now, the 70th week is divided into 2 parts. 3.5 years will reasonably comfort Israel. The temple will be rebuilt, and the sacrifices again will take place. But Israel will be placed into turmoil immediately after those 3.5 years. And for 3.5 years, Satan will attempt to destroy Israel. Only Jesus' returning will prevent that from happening. We can rest peacefully knowing that God is in control, and while the tribulation will be devastating, God will be controlling its outcome. Indeed, now is the time to begin praying for Jerusalem's peace.
Thank you for listening. We pray that today's devotion was meaningful to you. We would love to hear from you. You can use either Facebook or YouTube to like, subscribe, share, and tell others about us. If you would like to contact us, you can reach me at phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.